know what free is, nigga? What's free? Free is when nobody else can tell us what to be.
Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready.
In 7 days, the government is expected to release a list of appointed secretaries, and serious vetting process is ongoing.
So after doing my amazing masters in finance, I went ahead and did 2 more PhDs. One in finance and another one in Ruto.
20 billion!
Mbona mademu wanaitangwa chicks? Ni juu wako na fedha. Andika hiyo.
Calculus E, community development E, financial accounting, HIV and AIDS E, financial. In fact, get out of my class!
Una mattina mi sono alzato, oh vela ciao, vela ciao.
Newborn babies are being tear-gassed in the hospital. What do you have to say about the 7 billion that went missing in your office?
Ciao, vela ciao.
You know, crazy, you don't speak very much, but your videos speak volumes.
Yeah, you know.
What are you trying to say there? What are you trying to say?
I think you can already see what I was trying to communicate, because one thing I've learned about the government and particularly life is a man is what he does, not what he says. And in communication, when you keenly study how the government communicates, and there are some 3 pillars of communication, ethos, pathos, and logos. You notice that ethos, pathos, and logos. You notice that the government is very good at logos, communicating in a place where they evoke the emotion, the emotional appeal. So I always say that, I always believe that before somebody speaks, let us check the credibility, the ethos part. Why are you? Because they might say A, but do B.
Yeah.
So it's advisable for the people to actually be attentive to what the government is doing, not what the government is saying. Yeah.
How long does it take you to do a skit normally?
It depends. Sometimes 6 hours, 5 hours, but the production process is. It begins from the conceptualization of the idea, the writing itself, the casting, the directing. Everything is just like a whole film format. So it might take maybe the shooting itself 6 hours, but the development of the idea might take some days.
Na kina Deno wamekuthreaten, wamekupigia simu?
Bado.
First of all, I'm a very disappointed person tonight. One, because today the president disappointed me. First, he did not apologize for tear-gassing school children. I thought he would have started by apologizing for the brutality he exercised against school children. Be it as it may, I want to start by referring to the statement he made and agree with him that he wants to protect our children against pedophiles, against drug peddlers, against people who teach them negative ethnicity. One thing that I just want to amend on the president's comment is he should have added that those children also need to be protected against corrupt leaders, against land grabbers, against liars, because we must start practicing what we say. You cannot be the president, you say that you're protecting the students against drug peddlers. But when you appoint your cabinet, you appoint 2 drug barons in your cabinet. So you should have started.
Like who? I'm sorry.
You know.
Who are those?
I do not want to mention names here, but it is in the public domain. We have drug barons in cabinet. You know, Kenyans know. We have drug barons in cabinet. And therefore, these things that we are telling these students are mature students. These are the same crop of students who are lied about laptops with the same person talking about protection. And therefore, these students know what is going on. And I would like to ask the president to ensure he talks his walk. Because we are tired about these lectures every time.
Gush.
Yes.
You're a well-known actor. You're a well-known actor.
Am I? I think what I'd say is, I think what we're having is a government of major, minor.
Of major?
Minor. We are majoring in minor issues. What we are discussing, we wouldn't be discussing. We are not supposed to be discussing what we are discussing now because that's a minor issue. We've always done that. We had Shackles of Doom, same culprit.
Yeah. And the same play right here.
Same culprit, yeah. So we had that, and we always had that because, again, art is the mirror of the society, kioo cha jamii. So whatever we are talking about, it's something that we have. I'll take you back to Kifo Kisimani, where we are talking about Mtemi Bokono. Tunaweza sema in this case Bonoko. Mtemi Bonoko ana expect kuimbiwa nyimbo za sifa. There is a Batu who is the advisor to the Mtemi. Mtemi is the sultan in this case. Batu tells him, watu wako na wewe. Then they go to the meeting, they realize people are not coming. They were told to wait in Mingamiwili so that they come as a group. Why are not people coming? They are saying, hatukubalishi kunywa maji kwa kisima. Is it something that we can attest to now? In the same book, there is somewhere Askari 1 and 2. One Askari is for the people, the other is not for the people. The Askari 2 who is not for the people, ask who are those coming? Askari 1 says, ni bibi yako anakuja kuimbia nyimbo za mapenzi. So this is what they are learning in school. So first of all, this is not politics. It's what they are learning in class. Kitabu cha tamthilia. That's what they are doing. And it's examinable by the Kenya National Examination Council. Now, that is what they are learning. Outside, as he said, there are kids who went, maybe in some time, they were tear gas somewhere in Langata. They were told, now, we are going to give you laptops. They never saw them. Now they're in high school. They are 3 years away, because at most, I think they are 15, 16, 17. So in 3 years' time, the time now we are saying 2027, Kumi Bila break, is when these kids are ready to vote. So they might know a thing or two. And we are seeing, now I have a problem with what we are saying about TSC compliant teachers. Now tell me, do we also get watchmen who are TSC compliant? We have the non-teaching staff in school, and there is a reason why we have TSC. The other day, they were short in numbers of teachers. So if they are short in numbers of teachers, when it comes to drama and other co-curricular activity, we're talking about football, don't you think it's also fair these guys take what they are doing? Because now what we are doing is we are realizing just now that we have pedophiles in those teachers, which is wrong. And as we are going through that route, what happens to the young arts, the young sportsmen and women who this country, every time they are running, we are behind them, and it starts at the secondary school, so to speak. So my problem is first with the verification of the drama teachers as a group. 2, I fear for these people, whoever it is, because we are saying watoto wanatumiwa vibaya. Then basi huyu mtu akona nguvu, because watoto wanatumiwa vibaya, kidogo journalist wanatumiwa vibaya. Si tuliona wakizima kamera, you wonder why a whole professor of law will say zima kamera kwani anaoga nje. Aya 2, but let me finish. Every time the doctors wanatumiwa vibaya. The other day the clergy inatumiwa vibaya, kwani kila mtu anatumiwa vibaya. So in my own opinion, I feel it was really unfair to go to that extent where you're even bringing friendly policemen to come and deal with school children. For me, well, we have other issues in Baringo. Every time we have security issues, kids are doing boarding, not by kupenda, it's just because we don't have security. So they're in boarding school, in day school, because of lack of security. The other contingent, iko Haiti. I don't want to go there. But I feel we are majoring in minor issues. like for example, as he said about the Grammys, why do we need the Grammys? First of all, the arts we have, we live from mouth, is it hand to mouth?
Hand to mouth.
Yeah, from one gig to the other. Before we go to the Grammys,
Yes.
we live from, so we are majoring in minor, those are minor issues. Can we focus on the issues at hand? When we're talking about TSC compliance, is it CBC compliance? Some schools don't even have desks. And we are talking about we need teachers who are TSC.
We don't even have
and the
classes in some
TSC,
places.
yeah, and the TSC
You
let
saw
us.
those stories in Baringo, eh?
Yeah.
You saw the guy taking us through Baringo.
For art.
But I want
And
Malala
that
to
was
tell
space.
me
Yes.
whether this play is going to be reenacted
Jeff.
by adults or whoever.
I have said it time and again that we are going to enact this play with an adult cast. By the same time, we must honor the young girls of Butere Girls. We must honor them. The proceeds of that show, a percentage of it must go to those girls. Because those girls are heroines. Those girls will be inscribed in history for fighting for liberation. I heard somebody else telling me that, why are you using students to do politics? Students are part of the liberation journey. Remember South Africa?
1976.
Sarafina. Students started the liberation journey. And therefore, there is nothing wrong for students to take part in politics. There is nothing wrong for students to take part in in creating and crafting their future.
Okay, Queen.
Now, I am going to do this play.
You are.
This is how I'm going to do it.
Go on.
First of all, 5 days after today, we're going to invite for auditions.
Oh.
We want to get the best actors. We don't want it to be a Nairobi thing, whereby only Nairobi actors or actresses participate in this. We are going to call for nationwide auditions. And this is how we are going to do it. We are going to put the script in the social media platforms. And then anybody, even if you're in Turukana, Wajir, Kakamega, Mombasa, take an excerpt of the script, look for somebody in your village, enact it, and upload it on TikTok. We will be able to get you and identify talent. This is going to be a Kenyan play. We are going to act this play using Kenyan artists. Even in the remotest villages, we are going to get artists. And therefore, I want to invite Itumbi. If you're an actor, get some piece of lines there with your friend, even if it's in State House.
Yeah.
Enact it,
Yeah.
and he can be a very good sultan.
Let me ask you, Sultan.
The people, if the work that Ali Mazrui has done over the years,
Triple heritage,
if
all that.
all of those things mean something, then this must continue.
Jakush,
Yes.
do you ever get worried when you do your stuff?
No, one, because I was in KMC.
You were
in KMC I did journalism.
Yes.
So you're taught to be fearless.
Yes.
And he was also there. I think that's
Was he your senior?
Yes, he was my senior. Walikuwa kwanza na drama mbili. Walifanya maandamano. They had a different play from the one the school presented.
Oh.
So
And you won.
You won, eh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Na yao haikufungwa. Now so I come from that whatever, but also in art whatever we do ni kioo cha jamii. So what I'm doing is not politics. It's state of, actually it's one of my easiest things to create is current affairs. Because 50% has already been done.
But it's also satire.
Yes, satire, exactly.
Yeah.
So 50% has been done.
Yeah.
But my worry is, and I've seen Itumbi with the handbook, and I was so happy because now we are following the handbook. But when it comes now on the other side, because that's not him who makes the decision, when it comes to having a CS, we throw the handbook of the country, which is the constitution, and now we say a CS must not be a technocrat. Wewe ni beste yangu. Again, we are talking about a teacher who is going to teach drama must not be a TSC. But now when it comes to the country, anyone, wewe, do you have anything in health? Ai, hauna. CS kuja tumpatie hii ya health. Haya, tunaenda security. Hauna mahali umeguzana security? Tunapatia. So at the end of the day, the people who are not, like for example, we have a board chair who is not an engineer, but she's sitting anaambia engineer. So what does that also tell us? So I think we must walk the talk. And the problem I have is like we have two mouths. So today, the government is speaking from this mouth, saying, never again, that thing lingers in my head, never again shall people be killed And then this other mouth
kills.
Yes. Then the next day, never again. Abduction.
Yes.
It happens. Never again. Corruption. It happens. So that's why we are not quick to believe what the government is saying, and that's why these voices are coming even from the children, because now kidogo kidogo chapati, even now it might be true tutapata chapati, but mahali tumefika juu tumezoea you are like ai kweli chapati even
by the way unasema ile chapo 1 million a day ama
hapana sisemi hiyo again ni satire.
Speaking of satire, Jugush, ebu check one of your skits about ebu check
wali wako wapi we nyinyi ni waterere girls nyinyi ni hao mnajua sana darasa moja katika darasa la hiyo play yenu haina nini, haina mahali kuna makofi. Niwe nauliza. Nakwambia wewe Simba Malala wewe. Kwani anakaa hakuna mahali mnapiga makofi?
Hapana.
Unajua sasa mtemi hafurahi, hamna mahali mnashangilia mtemi na kuonyesha mambo amefanya. Niwe nauliza.
Hatuna.
Headgun, niwe nauliza. Hamna?
Hatuna.
Nyinyi ndio waigizaji, michezo ya kuigiza. Mlikuja zile kusoma ama kuigiza. Kioo cha jamii ndio nyinyi hapa darasa moja terere girls. Mko na court order. Okay. Haya.
Your police station unatoka wapi?
So I think one, the constitution allows us, and I think this is the most fortunate thing to happen in our times. The freedom of speech, and that's why people are asking question. Two, people are learned.
Yes.
When they are seeing these things, they know we should get this. Okay. Like, for example, tell me why an MP should be given money to do things that are devolved. And then the governor, so we are undermining devolution. The governor ako hapo hapewi pesa. Every time they have press conferences, tunataka pesa iachiliwe, inaachiliwa nusu. But there is some money, quick money, yenye inatoka. Tunaenda mlima, pesa itatoka. Tunafanya nini? So there is quick money ya kanisa, but there is no quick money even for the MPs. Jana waligoma wakasema hatutaendelea, pesa ikatoka.
Leo ikatoka.
Yes.
Haraka sana. By the way, how long does it take you to turn around the skit? Plus minus?
I think 50%, as I said, work has already been done. Tunajua vile. And that's why we have books that you can take hiyo kitabu na useme hii ni Kenya. Mai waziri wa
makazi. No, unasema hizi skits zako.
Niko drako ila aterere. I'm saying 50% work has already been done.
Every artist.
It's a drama festival.
Yeah, every person is an actor there, and I think you should credit me for making even the president an actor. Recently, you saw him launching a patient to say that SHA is working.
Are you saying SHA is not working? Are you saying SHA is not working?
But that's said and done.
No. Are you saying SHA is not working?
You have content now.
No. Are you saying SHA is not working?
You saw the president launching a patient.
That's crazy now.
Now on
crazy
the issue
is SHA working?
No, Malala. Are you saying SHA is not working?
Interacting with it.
It's good that you have kept silent on that issue.
Wait. Jeff. On the issue of the manifesto and what the government promised and what it has not done. You know these theoretical and academic presentations that Itumbi is trying to read to us. I think Kenyans are tired with that. Itumbi, you invited all creatives. I was among them at State House. Launched something called Talanta Ella, something application. Where did it go to? You have done nothing about it. You used millions of shillings to host that event, and nothing is going on. Second, on the issue of the film, trying to make sure that the film industry is well cushioned, we are taxing importation of film equipment. You are not cushioning the producers who are importing the film equipment. Third, on the issue of copyright, you say that we are going to get royalties up to 70%. What have you done about it? And therefore, these issues you are raising are academic, are the normal lies, are the normal rhetorics that you are used to telling people. You asked a question, why did they kick me out of UDA party? They kicked me out of UDA party because I was the custodian of the manifesto.
Kanar, give us some final thoughts going forward.
Okay, to me, first of all, I take my words to the fourth estate, the media itself. Maybe I believe sometime you should remove the cameras away from these guys.
Because from these politicians?
Yeah. because the more you put it on them, the more they become famous, the more they enjoy what they are doing. So if you start, maybe if you take away the audience they have, we might have a nation where people are working to do work, not to be famous. Then another thing, Itumbi, at least you have seen how defending some things is very hard, you know. And one day, maybe if you see it, you grow old, I think you might watch yourself in a TV and be like, wow, was this me? So before somebody's a politician, somebody's a human being. Yeah, so these are just masks everyone is wearing here, but when you go home now, you remind yourself of who you are. And lastly, to that young boy who's watching, I've been in content creation for now 7 years, and I'm on a journey to win the Oscar Awards. And all this through, I've been doing it, not thinking about what is the government saying, what's the plan of the government. I believe that that young boy at home, just do whatever you are doing, whether you are learning to be a teacher, whether you're learning to be a doctor, a screenwriter. Just make sure that, Martin Luther said that when you sweep, let their people come and say there was once a great sweeper there. Just do it, forget about these people, because these people have a lot of political scores to settle. By the time they are done, you'll be waiting there, and you'll feel like they have not changed your life.
Yeah. So like Lupita, your dreams are valid?
Yes.
Hey, crazy kina. Cheza kama wewe.
Infectious.
I am Prince Job says, so Juguna is a police station in Kenya.
No, niyo nilikuwa nimelenga, but now that it has come up again.
Yes, it's come up.
That's actually the flag of Germany upside down. Because we are talking about props. We are talking about it's propping and everything, so we make it work for what it is. So that's what it is. But again, I'll remind you, because I'm in a fire, the salvos are coming from...
Yes.
And I think this is what I think we should avoid, where we have people who are not technocrats in places of making decisions, because whatever they do will always be, he's right, he's wrong, you're wrong, I'm right. And that's why you find a lot of the technocrats who are in the previous cabinet after the maandamano to cool things down, then they were taken out, there's no fuss. Madam Nakumencha, she went and she was like, Nili, futwa kazi, there's no fuss. But the technocrats, starting with the impeachment, now coming to our latest guy in press briefing, they're always talking, I'm right, they are wrong. You are wrong, you're right. So when we separate all these things, we put people who want to do the right thing for the country and not to be right. I'm right, you're wrong. Because now what we are doing currently is you are wrong, and that's why they cannot apologize for tear gassing, because you are wrong for bringing politics. And now we say we are right, you are wrong for... So who brought politics in the play? Is it him, or is it now the tear gassing and everything? So everyone wants to be right. So
Jogosh, let me take your challenge and take this with the full sleeves and honors of government to apologize to all the girls of Butere girls who must be watching this play, who must be watching this conversation, for the tear gas that was meted on them. I sincerely apologize.
The person who ordered has not apologized.
He hasn't finished. Let him finish. Let him finish.
I apologize to you, and with my apology comes the full force of government, because I represent that sector of government of creative economy. So we are not only sorry for that tear gas, but we are also sorry for not managing this to the very end. I promise you that I will sit back with my team and we will come up with remedies on what can be done. We are sorry that you missed out on the most important and consequential act at the national level, which is what I know students work so hard to get to. Again, I am sorry.
And the retribution against the teachers?
There is absolutely no retribution. That's a social media creation.
No, there's a show of course later. I interact with those teachers.
Let me,
we have a show of course
that
later.
Is from the principal to the teacher.
Yes.
I wouldn't know how the school operates, but speaking from here, there is absolutely no retribution on the basis of the play. There will be absolutely no retribution. There will be no there will be, in fact, the principal at Butere Girls, if my facts are correct, and I need to recheck them, but the last time I had this conversation, the teacher at Butere Girls actually, I think, is going to retire sometimes this year. 2 months, you say? 2 months. So, I mean, she has a starting career as a teacher. Will allow her to finish her call of duty.
I will sum up by saying, as I take Itumbi's apology, I invite him to invite his boss to do a fatherly act. Because let it not end at apologizing. Because what he's doing is basically what the Englishmen call verbose hemorrhage. Just using your verbal cavity to express yourself, and it ends at that. I would like William Ruto to do the fatherly act of inviting Butere Girls High School, having a talk to them, having closure with them. Thereafter, let those girls be allowed to film their play in their original form and upload it on YouTube for history purposes. We cannot remain silent when the rights of the girls of Butere Girls have been infringed. We want, after the apology, let them now walk the talk, so that we believe that whatever Itumbi was saying was the truth and not a lie.
Jugush, final words.
I think this is why we do what we do. So, because you've seen the engagement when we talk, when we clear things and we come together and agree. But I'd love to say, I think we need to be truthful with each other. We need to tell each other the truth, because I'd want someone to explain to me why this is not dictatorial when you tell the media to switch off the cameras. For me, that got me, and you're a professor of the law. Tell me why we need to toe the line. If not, you're abducted. If not worse, you're killed. And we've seen footage of policemen shooting at people. I don't think that's the right thing. And when we say that's wrong, the youth are under drug abuse. Again, as he said, he knows where the drugs barons are. But I'd like to close with a story, because we're talking about art. There used to be a rich man. He had a beautiful home. It's a story I love to give. And this is the reason why we should all talk and agree. So in this home, he had rat men. So he decided he was going to get a rat trap. He came and placed it. You know a rat trap? Yes, it traps rats at home. Now, he set the trap and he went outside. So the rat went and told everybody that there's a rat trap in the house. He went and told the cow there's a rat trap. He went and told the goat and the chicken. They were like, it doesn't concern us. At the end of the day, it's a rat trap. So, and the rat continued with its life. Unfortunately, one day when the man was not around, the man's son came and was wondering, what is this? And then the trap got him. Now it got him by the veins and he started bleeding. Unfortunately, no one was home. He bled out and died. When he died, the first responders were the neighbors. So when they came to say sorry, the chicken was slaughtered and they were like, pole sana, and they went. Later on, the church came. The goat had to be slaughtered. When the funeral came, the only remaining thing that would be slaughtered, naitoshe kila mtu, was the cow. Oh. They slaughtered the cow and the rat lived. So I think when we talk, it's very important. It's not like we are talking against someone. Dennis is my friend. He was in the last government, he's in this government. What we are talking about is, even after here, will we be able to follow the rule of law and not the rule of us? What you say is the rule of law. Are we able to follow the Constitution? Because that's why we have the Constitution. So I think to close it is, we just want things to work. We don't want that this is working, this person is bad. Nobody hates William Ruto, nobody hates Cleo, KJ, nobody hates them. And you can see how they interacted. Nobody hates the leaders and vice versa. But can you listen to what you're saying? Again, I'll repeat, and I hate to say this, you saw what happened when one of the Member of Parliament lost a kin. It was very different from what happened when the bodyguard to the Right Honorable Raila Odinga passed. People were like, they felt it. Why? Listen to what people are saying. Let's listen to each other.
Na hiyo mtego ya panya?
Hiyo mtego nitakuonyesha.
Kisha hakuna rais amewahi enda taa moja Kenya. Hatutakubali kufunga virako Nairobi kuja reserve. Hapana. Ama mulitutuma sisi tuende Nairobi turudi nyumbani. Si tu lazima tuamalize 10 years. Maiona rais anaenda one term. Hata wakati Kibaki alipata shida si alifanya ukarabati mpaka akarudi kwa kiti. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie ukienda Coast, uende Northeastern, uende mpaka hapa Western, Luo, Nyanza na hapa Rift Valley, hii yote asubuhi na mapema before hata 90 minutes ishe, William Ruto atakuwa amekuwa re-elected with over 90% of votes cast in the Republic of Kenya. Ukiona hawa kama akina Karua, akina Kalonzo, hawa ni watu wanaweza shindana na William Ruto. Hata ukiketi tu nyumbani upime tu wanaweza shinda William Ruto. Kwanza hawatakubaliana candidate, hawatakubaliana chama, hawatakubaliana sera. Sisi mpango yetu itatusaidia ni Rais William Ruto amalize hii kazi 2 years.
You like me, why them a fight me? You like me, chewing a bomb, a bite. We don't trust them, even if we bust them. We don't trust them, stay far, not touch them. We don't trust them, we'll be a man and suck them. Informer, me say you must them.